Hi, everyone. Welcome to those of you who are new, and welcome back to those of you who are subscribers. This is the Magnitude 10 YouTube channel where we talk everything comic book related for the love of comic books. Before we get into the main feature, I wanted to announce we did it. We have surpassed 100 subscribers, and as promised, I will be giving away a free slab. But to go even further, if you can join us on Sunday afternoon, August 17th, we'll get started at around 2 o'clock Central Time. I'll be giving away the free slab. I'll be drawing the name. Don't forget to register. You do have to submit on the website. You do have to submit an email so that I can put your name in the drawing. You can still do that. There's not really a connection between YouTube community. Like, I don't necessarily, when you subscribe, I don't get any information per se. I'm going to take my best look. If you made it public, I should be able to put your name into the drawing. You don't have to attend, no purchase required, but you do have to register to be part of the drawing. And this will be the first giveaway. I'm going to have several guests of Magnitude 10 on the live stream. If you can join us, we'll have a fun discussion. We'll take a look at some comic books and talk about everything that's been going on. So once again, if you can join us for our first anniversary event, happy birthday, Magnitude 10, will be Sunday afternoon, August 17th, and we'll look forward to seeing you there. Thank you, and on with the show. Okay, to finish off the new reads, this was a special event, Justice League Dark Tomorrow. I think it's a one-shot. I definitely would recommend this if you're into the DCU and with the events of going on. This is all about time travelers. I enjoyed it. It was a good read. The art was excellent. It involved a lot of characters, and that was fun. I think this is some kind of fake ad. If you've seen the movie, The Mighty Crabjoys is Superman's favorite band or something. I haven't had a chance to check that out. So even though it looks like an ad, I think it's a fake ad. So I think this was well worth it. I had a couple different covers. This is the one I read the other night. That's the main cover A. And I don't know that you could probably miss it and still be okay. But if you have a chance, pick up Dark Tomorrow special from the Justice League. This one just worked its way back in. I just want to mention this has been a really good from James Tynion, typical noir murder situation where all these ultra rich people have hired assassins, and the backstory that they fight for dominance through their assassins. They're kind of champions that they put in the ring to see who gets to dominate politics in the United States. Something different, and it's been a very good read. If you haven't had a chance, pick up Exquisite Corpses. Tom King, what can I say? I was skeptical because it seemed a little bit out of the ordinary, but I trusting that having read a lot of his work, I've found this to be really adorable and a good story, interesting story, something out of the ordinary, a lot of fun. The dialogue has been amusing and entertaining, and the artwork has been great. This is Trinity, daughter of Wonder Woman. It's a limited miniseries from DC with Tom King, and I believe Ortega is the artist. That's the cover A. This, I think, if you're a fan of Tom King and the DCU, you would definitely enjoy this. This was something that I gave a try, and I found it really interesting. It's a really fast pace. Again, just the story is almost real time, where this assassin, you're getting backstory along the way, but this assassin is trying to escape another. This is a hit person that's trying to take out this assassin. The backstory is she's taking revenge, so it's kind of Punisher-like in a way, but female, and she's almost dressed, her costume. Let's see if I can find a larger. So this is the main protagonist, and it's just been really good. I've enjoyed the story and the art. Would definitely, and this is a limited series, would definitely recommend that. This is another cover of the Dark Tomorrow special that I showed earlier. And first issue of Vampirella Armageddon. It was good. I know there's a lot of Vampirella material out there, but I definitely enjoyed it. There's a little ad there for the Wizard of Oz. There's a werewolf character. If you're a fan of kind of, Buffy the Vampire type, or any vampire, the Vampire Club, different movies and stuff like that. Of course, Vampirella is her own character, but definitely would recommend Vampirella Armageddon, first issue. This was probably the biggest surprise. I kind of missed I think I missed the first issue. So this was first couple issues. This is issue 3. Very well written, excellent art. Thoroughly enjoyed getting to know this character. There's some backstory or something. 2 different artists, I think, on this particular issue. So that's, it's the 2 different art styles. So I don't know if that was because of schedules or how they, why they wound up with 2 different artists. But Mr. Terrific Year 1, again, this is a limited series, and he's starring in the new movie. So if you're at all interested in that, I definitely would recommend it. And then finally, a few more here. Summer of Superman. This was a good... I guess I'm just repeating myself. I'm recommending everything, but boy, the artwork was just excellent. And I really enjoyed the story. I thought it was a very good story for a Superman story. And it drew me in. I look forward to seeing more of the Superman story that's coming out. And this is Williamson and Dan Mora. So this was Superman, the Superman title, issue 28. Many of you know I'm a Green Arrow fan, and I really enjoyed this issue. I like the characters. The story is, very compelling, and it has a lot of humanizing elements. This is, I think, he's also a little bit doing some detective work, kind of trying to track down what happened here, and it's leading back to a criminal drug ring, but a lot of content there, definitely worth the value for a $4 comic book. Oliver Queen and Green Arrow. I just, if you have never read Green Arrow, I definitely recommend it. I've been enjoying Green Arrow this year. And then finally, the Titans Annual #1. I have to say that I'm not a big Titans fan. I don't read a lot of Titans. But this really, it's kind of I will warn you, it's a tearjerker, kind of, plays on the heartstrings. Very rich, very full of excellent artwork, very detailed panels, and a lot of story, a lot of value in this comic book. And it really develops the backstory and fills in the story of Wonder Girl, and her, it goes back and shows her interactions with Robin at the time. Definitely recommend that if you get a chance. That's the Titans 2025 annual for this year, and this is the cover A. It's not so much action. I'll just warn you, it's a lot of her kind of reflecting on her life and her career, but really good. This was definitely a surprise. Okay, that's my reviews of things I've read. I hope that was interesting, gave you a few ideas, and I'll go ahead and set up for the new comic books that just arrived yesterday. As I teased earlier, the trade paperback for the first, I think, half dozen issues of Absolute Wonder Woman showed up. So that's available now, as well as the Absolute Batman first 6 issues titled The Zoo. Great way to pick up a reader set. Witchblade Volume 2 arrived. It was something that I placed an order a while back. This was kind of a sleeper series, The Skin Police. I think it would be a great read in a trade paperback, to be honest. If you missed that, kind of a fun futuristic science fiction story. And the skateboarder story, Grommets, was a 7-issue run. I can't recommend it enough if you're a fan of the 80s or skateboarding. Mad Magazine, I'm able to order this now, so I was excited to be able to order in Mad Magazine again. Really looking forward to actually taking a look at that myself. And then, as many of you know, I'm a Daredevil fan, and if you are too, this is out from Marvel. It's a hardback Daredevil, the first 60 years. So a really nice overview of the character, going through a chronological order, it appears. And let's check the price. For $25, a nice gift for anyone who's a fan of Daredevil. So if you see some things here that you like, definitely comment, let me know. I've got a pretty large stack here, so I'm gonna break this up into 2 pieces. So I do like to offer dollar comic books, and Image has this Image First line. This is one that I hadn't seen and I must have placed on order. Fear Agent #1. Transformers, the Skybound is up to issue number 23 for fans of the Transformers. And many of these I take to the shows and also at the mini store at the Midway Antique Mall. Free Planet, this has just been a really creative, immersive world, science fiction, Star Frontiers. I haven't had the time to really dive into it, but it's been getting good reviews. That's at issue number 4, Free Planet. From Palmiotti, the Deadly Tales of the Gunslinger, we're at issue number 8. Just some really excellent artwork, kind of a Western setting and theme. I have not had a chance to read that. Same with Bug Wars. I think I'm not sure if this is limited or not. This is from Jason Aaron. It's again a very creative world where there's a whole culture of insects, and the protagonist trying to survive all these, this world of insects. This is at issue 6, so I'll be able to offer this as a set of the first 6 issues. Action Comics number 1089. As I mentioned before, I've really enjoyed Mark Waid's work on Action. This has probably been my favorite Superman title of late, and so we're at issue number 1089 on Action Comics. Jeff Timms on Aquaman, along with other characters like Captain Nemo and the Queen of Atlantis. Sorry, I'm drawing a blank on some of the character names, but this has been a good read. This is a little bit more for me, but if you're a fan of Aquaman, definitely the current ongoing series, we're at issue 8. This was a nice surprise for the horror genre. I've enjoyed this Blood Type. It's been an interesting story so far. The artwork is definitely, just take a look at the quality of that art. Limited palette, but a lot of value, good story. Getting acquainted with the vampire that's the central character, and we're at issue 3. So continuing with Blood Type from EC Comics there. Batman Dark Patterns, I ordered in 3 copies. As I've mentioned before, this is, along with Absolute Batman, my favorite Batman title at the moment. And this is Waters. He's also on, what did I just see the other day? He's also working on another title. I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank. But he's working on a couple titles, and I've been really impressed with the writing here, and that title is at issue 9. This is a limited miniseries, kind of an Elseworlds event. Batman, Gotham by Gaslight, League for Justice, kind of a fun Elseworlds storyline. We're at the 2nd issue. I'm going to try and build a set from that. Rick and Morty versus the Universe, issue number 2. Looking forward to trying to continue that series. Pin Apocalypse is at issue 5. That just came in. I ordered a few. Looks like probably at least 3 covers of that. Just probably one of my favorite surprises for the summer. And then, as many of you know, I'm a Conan fan, so I kind of overdid it, but I ordered in a lot of Conan 23. This is the cover A by Dan Panosian. This is, I believe, the cover B by Greg Staples. And as we saw, if you follow this series, Goodreads, Zulu appeared in issue 22, so now he's on the cover. Greg Zub has been doing a good job, along with Image, of just very truthfully delivering excellent Conan stories. This is Joel Gomez on cover C. Sweeney Boo on cover D. I don't know, they're in the Stygia, and that's Set, the serpent god, so maybe that's why that's on the cover. This is a nice Virgin cover and a foil of Dan's cover. So like I said, I ordered in just about everything I could, which we'll see. let me know what you think. If that's something that you'd like me to continue ordering in, I'd appreciate it, because I'm a kind of a sucker for the covers on Conan. And then finally, it looks like we have two covers for this one shot. I believe it's probably, I don't know if it's going to be more than one issue, but Superman the Kryptonite Spectrum. It says it's from the Ice Cream Man team. Thought it looked interesting enough to give it a shot. No pun intended. And we'll see. I'll try and get a chance to read that and report back on what I thought of that. Okay, well, that is all the new arrivals for the first week of August. Seems like some of the titles are a little bit behind on release, but a lot of great things coming, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week on Magnitude 10 YouTube. Until then, enjoy your comic books, and we'll see you next time.